The United States has seen a dynamic history of growth, expansion, and migration that has resulted in the rise and fall of many towns and states. Some regions that were once thriving hubs of industry and population have experienced such deep decline that they may never recover. This video explores 10 American states and towns that are dead forever. Before we get started, I'd like to ask for your support. We put a lot of effort into each video we create. So, if you enjoy the video, please like the video and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for the latest videos. Now let's get started. 10. Alaska. Once a destination for gold seekers during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, towns like Nome and Skagway flourished. However, as the gold supply dwindled, so did the town's prosperity. Today, many of these former boom towns are only historical sites, with few residents remaining. Alaska's remote location and harsh climate make recovery unlikely, and these towns are slowly fading into history. Hartford, Connecticut. Hartford was once known as the insurance capital of the world, with its population peaking at over 177,000 in 1950. Today, it has dropped to 124,000 due to the consolidation of insurance firms, including major ones like MetLife and Cigna, downsizing or relocating. Manufacturing and publishing, once strong in the city, have also declined, leaving Hartford struggling to regain its former economic power. 8. Albany, New York. Albany, still the capital of New York State, was once a major inland port due to its location near the Hudson River and Erie Canal. The city's manufacturing sector once boosted its population to 134,000 in 1950, but it has since fallen to under 95,000. Although higher education institutions and emerging biotech and IT industries provide some hope, they are not enough to fully offset the city's decline, which began in the 1960s. 7. Gary, Indiana. Gary was founded by U.S. Steel in 1906 and quickly became a symbol of America's industrial strength. However, as the steel industry declined in the mid-20th century, Gary faced severe economic challenges, including high unemployment, crime, and poverty. Once home to over 200,000 residents, Gary now has a population of around 70,000, with many parts of the city abandoned. Despite revitalization efforts, the outlook for Gary remains grim. Number 6. Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown was another major steel-producing city that suffered heavily from the industry's decline in the latter half of the 20th century. The population has dropped from over 170,000 in the 1950s to around 60,000 today, and many neighborhoods are now abandoned. Although revitalization efforts have been made, the city's economy remains weak, with much of Youngstown beyond recovery. 5. Buffalo, New York. In 1900, Buffalo was the 8th largest city in the U.S., thriving on its position along the Erie Canal and its large grain milling and steel industries. After World War II, Buffalo's population rose to over 500,000, but it has since been halved. The deindustrialization of America left Buffalo irreparably wounded, and despite efforts, it struggles to regain its former prominence. 4. Atlantic City, New Jersey. Originally created as a tourist destination in the 1880s, Atlantic City's appeal declined as inexpensive air travel to southern resorts and the rise of Las Vegas as the gaming capital shifted attention away from the city. Although gambling was legalized in 1978 to revive the city, it came too late. While casinos continue to draw visitors, Atlantic City's glory days are long past. 3. Body, California. Body was a bustling gold mining town during the California gold rush, but as the gold supply dwindled, so did the population. By the early 20th century, Bodie was nearly abandoned. Today, it is preserved as a state historic park, attracting tourists to its buildings in arrested decay. However, Bodie is no longer a living town and is unlikely to ever be revived. Pitcher, Oklahoma. Once a thriving mining community, Pitcher became a ghost town due to environmental contamination from lead and zinc mining. By the 1990s, it was discovered that the town was heavily polluted, making it unsafe for residents. The government declared the town uninhabitable and offered buyouts to residents, leading to its official closure in 2009. Today, Pitcher is completely abandoned. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland was once a major port and industrial hub, with a population of 914,000 in 1950. However, as large manufacturing operations in steel, rubber, and car industries left the region, the population fell to below 480,000. Cleveland's economy has struggled to recover, and much of its former industrial might has shifted elsewhere, particularly to Japan. These 10 American towns and cities are stark reminders of how fortunes can change. From economic collapses to environmental disasters and shifts in industries, these regions have experienced deep decline, and for many of them, revival seems unlikely. Though some still hold on to hope, they remain echoes of their once thriving pasts.